Hello, welcome to our portrait photography tutorial. Let's learn some practical and interesting portrait photography techniques. Let's learn about yin-yang lighting this time, and how to expand the lighting under this light performance. Yin-yang lighting is generally a light effect, formed under raking light. The light comes at 90 degrees vertical on the side. Half of the figure's face is illuminated under raking light, half of the face is dark. It's also called the yin-yang face lighting. This is a kind of distinctive light. This light effect can create a sharp contrast between light and dark. It has a strong stereoscopic construction ability. It has a vivid expression for the model's eyes, nose, mouth, and body shape. Compared to the effect of Rembrandt light and other side lights, it produces a greater proportion of shadow area in the photo. It has a deeper shadow tone than the Rembrandt light. Now we get to know the yin-yang light by actual practice. See the light positions. It is based on the raking light. First, let's see its performance with the beauty dish. When laying out the light, the main light is placed at the side of the model's face, forming a center line at the bridge of the nose, dividing the light and the dark. Different light qualities have a greater influence on the shaping effect of yin-yang light. When the yin-yang light is hard, the contrast of light and dark on the subject is strong. The subject thus has a sharp outline with strong contrast. We can fill in the dark areas through the reflector. If the yin-yang light is soft, the contrast of light and dark on the subject will be moderate. There's a soft transition between light and dark. The middle tone is richer, with a more delicate representation of details. Compared to direct light, it tends to have a softer tone. Now let's see the light performance with a shoot-through box. Besides, because of the strong contrast brought by the yin-yang lighting, we often need to control the light ratio. The most common way is to fill in the dark areas. Let's look at the result after filling with reflectors. Except for the half-light, half-dark performance, it can develop a kind of performance with dark middle and bright sides. Let's see the expanding performance with a narrow shoot-through box. To shoot the yin-yang lighting, one thing we should pay attention to is to control the light ratio. The degree of light ratio has a significant impact on the subject expression and the photo's atmosphere. We need to adjust the intensity and position of the side light after clarifying the theme, and make clear if you need to fill the light. Another thing is the projection. With the yin-yang light shot on the subject, we should always pay attention to the projection influence on the subject, especially the projection relationship of facial features. There must not be projection disorder that affect the expression of facial figures. Meanwhile, when we shoot people with rough skin, the yin-yang light will bring out the shortcomings of the skin, so we have to retouch the skin in advance. So let's review the points of yin-yang lighting. Raking light brings strong contrast of light and dark. Yin-yang lighting is also a special way of lighting. Pay attention to the contrast and, if necessary, fill the light in time. Hello, welcome to our portrait photography tutorial. Let's learn some practical and interesting portrait photography techniques. Let's learn about a very special technique of silhouette lighting. It's the most difficult, but also the most interesting one. In a series of classic lighting, the silhouette lighting is when the light comes from behind against the bright background. The subject appears as well-defined dark images. But unlike shooting pure silhouettes in natural light, silhouette lighting in the studio presents people with recognizable facial features. Of course, it requires control of light, distance from the background, and appropriate fill light. Now we get to know the silhouette lighting by actual practice. See the light positions. First, silhouette light is created by backlighting. The reflection of the light on the background wall outlines the silhouette of the subject, highlights the beauty of the shape, and create a mysterious atmosphere. The exposure can be done in 2 steps. The first step, lay a large and soft, backlit background behind the figure. That means the entire background, or most of it, is backlit. We can use larger power lights. Shoot towards the background with a standard beauty dish to give the blank background a luminous look. We can gradually turn up the power of the backlight, and then observe the effect of fill light. The second step, fill the light with a reflector. Adjust the tone on the subject and the face. We can also adjust the fill light by changing the distance from the reflector to the subject. For fill light, remember to use tools that are non-self-luminous, such as the reflectors. Do not use the flash to fill the light, because the subject's face is dark, or it will be meaningless to use silhouette lighting. Silhouette lighting can express vividly the voluminous texture and silk hair, so when portraying the character, we can use silhouette light to focus on the hair that is extraordinary and expressive. For the hair that affect the expression of the subject, we can pay attention to shaping or hiding it. Observe the exposure environment in general. Through examples, we know that the silhouette lighting is simple, well-defined, with a sharp tone, and a special artistic effect. Now let's review the points of silhouette lighting. When we use the backlight to draw the outline, remember to adjust the width of the outline as well as its continuity. Don't forget to control the outline to avoid the lighting at the dark areas. The fine control of the outline is the photographer's ability of light managing. The direction and distance of the reflector needs to be adjusted so that it can portray and shape the details on the subject's face. Direct light exposure is not recommended.